Welcome back guys, and today we are here with my round 2 in the Steam Showdown, and I guess I'll go through some quick updates for people who are following along with this tourney this tournament, and I didn't see this because I didn't upload the first round, stuff like that, but this tournament is now 6 rounds of Swiss instead of 5 rounds of Swiss, so we play 6 rounds, and then if you make top 8 it's then single elimination from there. So that's the structure of the tournament. A little change, it used to be 5 rounds and now it's 6, and for the first round I lost 2-1 to a green-black mid-range deck piloted by Buffon, or Buffon, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm not sure, he's Argentinian, so I'm not sure exactly how he wants to pronounce it, but yeah, so we lost the first round. It didn't get on my channel because we had a lot of connection issues. I got a fatal crash after game 2 and that corrupted my recording, so I couldn't even upload the first 2 games anyway, and then it was just awful. It was just really unenjoyable experience, which sucked because the matches themselves, the games we actually played, were decent. It was just marred by a lot of connection issues. But I did end up losing 2-1, and so we are now 0-1, so we are now on a 5-game losing streak in tournaments, which is not exactly ideal, but it's what you get on this channel. It's a high quality gameplay. But we're not out of this matters yet. I've been reliably informed that 5-1 is a guaranteed top 8, and 4-2, I think most of 4-2s get in as well. Maybe 1 or 2 miss out, but so we can't afford to drop another match. Obviously we don't want to do that, and record is in our favour. We have never lost a round 2 game in the Steam Showdown, so things have looked worse for us. Let's put it that way. My opponent today, as I'm not sure how to pronounce his name either, but he's called Thelona or Thelona, or I'm not sure. Not entirely sure where he's from either. His time zone's like 4 hours behind me, so it's an unusual time zone. But he is on a green-black mid-range deck, but it's not your standard snakes like this deck here. It's not your standard snake version. It is a... where is it? Elemental Bond deck. Now this card is... what his deck is essentially built around. I think every single creature in his deck is 3 power minimum, and then he's got 3 of these. He's also got oh, this is awkward. Artifact, apply. So he's got 3 elemental bonds, which draws you a card whenever you play a creature with 3 power, and he also has 2 Lifecrafter Bestiaries, which is a card which you can see here, draws you cards when you play creatures, and it also scries you a turn. So his deck is very built around this mechanic. He runs stuff like I'm trying to think of an example, like Lampthole Pacifist, Syndicate Trafficker, basically Tireless Tracker. Basically his entire deck is 3 power or more. So it's an interesting deck. It's definitely not something anyone else has brought, and it's interesting. I have done some testing versus it, and I came to the conclusion that my Reclamation Sages, it is worth taking out Elemental Bonds and Lifecrafter Bestiaries. I wasn't too sure because he does run some vehicles like Sky Sovereign and Copter, and I was wondering whether I should save my Rec Sage for that, but in the testing I think it's... if I can take out his Elemental Bonds and Bestiaries, then he's just playing a bunch of bad creatures essentially. Like Fleshbag Marauder by itself is not going to really be too intimidating, but if Fleshbag's drawing you a card as well as its effect, things can get out of hand. So that is our general plan. We're going to be hopefully, as you can see, here's our deck, just for those of you who haven't seen it yet, or maybe didn't check out the deck tech. One playing Teamer Emerge. Oh, I just cut myself. Ow. I was playing around with some metal and it stung me. I'm sorry. But like I said, we run 2 Rec Sage and lots of ways to get it back with Grapple with the Pass. I'm actually bleeding quite hard. And, so we have our ways to recur this Rec Sage, so we should hopefully be able to punch through his enchantments and artifacts. Kozilek's Return is fantastic versus his deck. The front side actually hits quite a lot of his creatures. Bleeding really hard. And the back side obviously just wipes his entire field. Planeswalkers look very good, Ishkan is very good. Removal wise, my opponent, I'm really sorry. I might need to get a plaster after this, but my running removal side, he's actually running quite an interesting removal suite. He's running 2 Fatal Push, 3 Grasp of Darkness, and he's splashing Colorless for 3 Spatial Contortion, which is really interesting because normally when someone's got access to Grasp of Darkness, they just don't run Spatial Contortion because it kind of covers the same thing, and double black is quite heavy requirements and stuff like that. So it's quite surprising to see both in the same deck. I was expecting to see some more murders, but basically all his removal bar Fleshback Murder is 4 toughness or less, which means my emerge creatures, he has to either take them out in combat or he has to double up on them. He also has no answers bar the flashbacks to Ulamog, so that's big trouble for him. But so yeah, it means I can stuff like 5 toughness is kind of the key. Land as well. Like, I mean, obviously Fatal Push, so that's not a great idea, but I do have, like I said, his removal suite is not the worst for this deck to face, and I do have flashback cover in cards like Primal Druid, Druid of the Cowl, Rex Sage and stuff like that, so flashback shouldn't be too devastating unless I'm far behind. And in a test in the matchup, I quite like it actually. I played 3 games I think, or maybe even 4, and I won 3. I lost 1, but the one I lost, which gave me kind of some encouragement, was I misplayed twice throughout the game. I made a misplay with Treasure Keeper, and then late game I didn't realise he could sacrifice. He had 1 mana up, a Sylvan Advocate, and I mean 1 mana up, a Syndicate Trafficker and a Tireless Tracker, and I went for a Kozilek's Return to wipe his field, but I didn't realise that he could obviously sacrifice the clue with a Syndicate Trafficker, which just basically was a one-sided board wipe and it cost me the game. But even through all this bad play on my end, I actually managed to. It was close. It was a close game still. I was mana screwed as well. It was just. It was going off with elemental bond. So hopefully we can punch through and win this game. My opponent did message me, so I'll have a little check to see what he said. Before we play our match, just wanted to let you know my PC has issues running the game for extended periods and will shut down. As I work on restart the client between matches, so that doesn't happen. Okay. That's not a good sign after her game marred with disconnections, but now we know it's his end, so Kryder side with me. Okay, I'll reply. What should I say? Fuck you, no. No worries. Ready when you are. I can't. The funny thing is that when I record, my hotkeys for record and pause are the plus sign and the minus sign on the keyboard, and normally that doesn't come up in like when you write message and stuff, but it means I cannot. I'm very scared to risk using smiley faces and stuff while I'm recording, just in case I misclick and hit pause and then don't realise. Okay, and he's just said I'll grab another coffee and then set up. So looks like we'll be going relatively soon. But like I said, I don't mind my matchup as long as my deck doesn't betray me like it did in the first round. I think I should be doing okay. He doesn't have Planeswalker removal, like outside of his creatures obviously, which means if these guys can stick, there will be a pain for him to deal with. Baral's expertise, none of his creatures really have end of the battlefield effects. So if he doesn't have an Elemental Bond or a Life Crisis Bestiary, this thing is absolutely brutal versus him. And of course the Emerge Eldrazi and stuff. So I'm feeling relatively okay. This might be jinxing myself. I am touching wood right now, but hopefully I don't die of blood loss halfway through. But don't play with metal kids, it's dangerous. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling okay in this matchup. We will just have to see how our deck does. I think if we both get good draws, my deck comes out on top. I think if just how Magic decides, we want to go from there really. So yeah, I will. I don't know. I don't really know what to talk about here. I don't particularly want to pause it just because he might be coming back straight away. So he just said he's getting a coffee and he said let's go. So I'm not sure how long that's going to take. But Kozilek's Return, like I said, it's obviously you can't rely on it because there's only a one-off. But if I do draw it, it's a very good card. The thing is, I don't think there's very many bad cards in my matchup. He doesn't run Exile, so Treasure Keeper is always going to hit something. It's just a case of whether my deck holds out, and that's all you can really hope for. And as long as, of course, I don't do any horrendous misplays. But this deck is very good. I don't feel like I've got bad game versus any of my opponents. I feel I was slightly favoured in the first round as well, though, so I shouldn't be too overconfident. But yeah, I mean, I quite like this matchup, and hopefully we have some good games, and hopefully we aren't marred by his connection issues. So yeah, we will keep that in mind and try and end these games quickly. Yeah. So I mean, I guess I'll talk a bit more of the first round because I am calmed down from when that actually happened. But we played 2 games. He won one, I won the other. It was fairly decent games. Like game 1, he was stuck on 2 lands for a bit, but he was still playing like creatures and stuff, so it wasn't like the worst mana screw in the world. And then game 2 was kind of vice versa. I was stuck on some lands, but I was still playing spells, just pretty awkward draws and stuff. And it was some pretty tight games. So there was a lot of mind games and like crushing each other and bouncing back and value trains going on. And then game 3, we got about 3/4 of the way through, I'd say. It was a flip Nissa on 4 loyalty, a Shire token from Nissa, and a Vexing Scuttler versus Noxious Gearhulk and Sky Sovereign, and unfortunately we had a disconnect, which is that kind of sucked because I think my deck has better top decks in that situation, but the rules state that if the game is not completely decided and there's a disconnect, you have to just restart. So I mean, it's fair enough. I mean, if I was on his side, I definitely wouldn't be like going, okay, you can have that game, because he definitely has top decks as well, if you know what I mean. Even though, I mean, it may be like 70-30 to lose the match, but that's still 30% that he wins. So I can get behind that. And then, unfortunately, that kind of threw the game haywire. I don't even know what happened, but my duels crashed. I got fatal error, which meant I lost my recording. I talked to Kreider. He said if you play game 3, you won't get game loss because, you know, he saw the connection issues you'd been having. And then we just couldn't connect to each other. We scheduled again for the day after tomorrow after an hour of failing, and then we played a 4th game. Again, it got about 3/4 of the way through, and then we had another disconnect when I was in front. I was on 8 life, but I had a Brawl's expertise and a decent board, meaning something would have had to have gone spectacularly wrong on that turn to have died that turn. But unfortunately, like I said, disconnected. We played a 5th game and I got mana screwed and lost. that was really the first round, and as I only had the 3rd game, and it was pretty just me being pretty done with the game for the day, just because all the disconnects I didn't feel like we were going to connect. I left it at that and decided not to upload it. But you can check it out. You know, if you go on the Steam Showdown thread on NGA, it is in the description if you want to watch Buffon's side of it and just see me get tortured inside. But as you can I mean, I guess he's going to be taking a while, so I'll reread his message. Okay, I'm ready at any time. Okay, so I guess that means we're going now. So I will invite. I'll say good luck first. GL man. I accidentally said GL MSN, but hopefully he doesn't realise. Okay, that might just be the blood loss speaking. I am actually still bleeding quite profusely here, but I realise I don't have plasters in my uni house, so I am now just gonna have to be brave. I'm sorry, it's quite a severe cut. Like, I'm being quite brave here, I think. I just think you all should keep this in mind if I lose the game or if I did pass out halfway through this. But I mean, from the tournament games, he said good luck back, and he said for my tournament games I don't generally talk as much as we play, just because, you know, I'm concentrating, so try and keep that in mind. Let's see how this goes. See if we can connect here. Okay, I'm on the play. Let us go. 5 lander, grasp, grapple with reclamation sage. I'll keep. Grapple should hit something. I mean, obviously, I don't want to draw too many more lands here, but I don't want to draw too many lands here. But Rex Sage is great in the matchup, and Grapple should hopefully hit me some stuff, fill my graveyard, and all that good stuff. So hopefully, Grapple smooths this draw out, and we will go from there. So I'll get my red source down now. This is decent, I guess. So we'll see what our opponent does. He has plenty of 2-drops, that's kind of when his deck switches online. So we will see what he does. And, okay. I'm not too worried about the Lambhole Pacifist. Okay, I'll take my Druid of the Cowl. Not too worried about Lambhole Pacifist because he can't actually, none of his creatures are 4 power apart from Tireless Tracker if you sacrifice the clue. So, This means it's not really gonna, unless I don't play something at sorcery speed, or he doesn't play anything, and it's not gonna flip, so it's not the end of the world. If he goes Elemental Bond here, I get to a Rex Sage plus Grapple with the Past, and then I can follow that with Nissa. So we will see how this goes. He has plenty of removal spells to deal with this, but I'm fine if he just wants to use a removal spell for his turn. And more hopefully hoping he taps out for something here. Fortunately it's not looking like it's looking like. He could have a Fatal Push, but okay. So we have 5 mana available. I could just slam Nissa and have the... I think if he had a Fatal Push he would have used it there to try and slow me down, so I don't think he's got Fatal Push. So I might just go Nissa and plus. I quite like that actually. I like going Nissa plus. Okay now. Because I don't think he has Fatal Push because of I don't think he has Fatal Push because of... He would have taken out the Druid, I believe, so I can have a 5/5 in defense, and then next turn I can hopefully go from there. If he does have a Fatal Push, I'm fine with that, but even a Grasper, I don't know. I get really punished here if he does Fatal Push. Flashback is in the end of the world, I'll just sacrifice Druid of the Cowl. But next time we get to go Treasure Keeper plus Rex Sage or Grapple with the Pass, so I guess it's not the end of the world. Plus you have a Nissa, we could even just ultimate Nissa and then draw 2 cards for every land. That could be pretty good. Okay, yep, I was expecting that attack. I'm just going to take it. Because he could have a Grasp of Darkness, so it's not worth the block. And Nissa's obviously just going to soak up a lot of damage for us here and also ramp us a little bit. So he's holding up some mana. That thing flips. Brawl's Expertise is fantastic. Yeah, Brawl's Expertise is absolutely the play here. We just bounces field, attack with the 5/5 land, get a Treasure Keeper on the field, yeah. Play Treasure Keeper. And then smack him for 6 here. Where's our island? There we go. Don't need that. I mean, we could grapple with the pass, but I'm not too worried about that at the minute. I'd rather get in 6 damage. Actually, he could activate his land, but I think I'm fine trading off lands. But I do have to keep the 1/3 back because of that. I'll trade off lands here. I've got a Planeswalker and 2 fields, and if he wants to trade off lands, I'm happy with that. I think this is a trade that favours me. Okay, what permanents could we even get back? No permanents apart from the land. But when we have a Treasure Keeper, if he plays an artifact, we have Rex Sage, we have Grapple. I'm feeling okay. I actually took out his green source as well there, so he can't even play the Tusker back again. We'll see. I could attack with the land. I could have a Grasp of Darkness, but we need to get out of his hand eventually. And 3, 4, 5, 6. We have quite a lot of lands anyway, so I think I'm up for attacking here. Actually, we already lost our land, so we do have to be careful here. We don't screw ourselves. If we use one of our basics and our Syndicate comes into play tapped, do we even go for it here? Grasp of Darkness, he trades a Grasp of Darkness for a land. But then he can't attack us the next turn, and then we can just keep going, I think. So I quite like this. So we attack him for 8, he probably just blocks and grasps us here. I'm gonna leave this 1/3 back because in case I use the mana. Yeah, so he comes to Grasp of Darkness. Yep. Anything we could draw here? No, not really. No. Guess we sit back. can't attack with that thing, and then we get to grapple to get back. Hopefully some sort of emerge creature would be nice. But we need to get that grasp out of his hand eventually, and I guess this way it's out of his hand now. We know one of his cards is Terrain Elemental, and he does seem to be getting screwed on his double green, so that trade earlier on, I'm fine with that. Worst comes to worst, if I need lands I can just grapple and hit my land drops here. So, and this Nissa eventually I'll just be able to get her to ultimate range and then go from there. So you just have to be patient. You could also go Sky Sovereign on this thing, but then I just Rex Age in response. I mean afterwards, the turn after anyway. And I wouldn't be too upset with that anyway. I'd actually be more upset if he killed this thing. But we'll see what his play is. He has used quite a lot of his timer. We've actually got quite a lot of our land in the graveyard, so we won't be drawing too many more lands, so we have to keep that in mind. We have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana available right now. So we only really need any more for Ulamog. Okay, he's just passing, so we will grapple. Okay, so it looks like we're getting a land. What do we need? So we have double green, double blue. We have triple green, triple blue actually, so I guess the Ether Hub just for a red source. But we have flooded quite a bit here, it looks. Okay, Deep Fiend is nice. Deep Fiend is really nice. In fact, I'm gonna offer the trade here. I'll take this trade and then I can tap him down next turn. He's actually gonna trade off here, I'm fine with that. Hopefully we hit a 3-drop, that would be nice. Pulse from Rasta, that's a really good one to hit. Let's get our Treasure Keeper straight back. And I think I'll just replay it again. And then, could have attacked with the land, but I think he's got Fatal Push. So, we will leave the land on defense, I think. Is there a permanent we want back? Not really, we haven't milled any, so I guess I'll just plus Nissa again on the one of our green-blue sources. And we can actually emerge right now off the Treasure Keeper, so that will be nice. So if he passes the turn back, I'll try and steal priority from him. That would be good. Okay, he doesn't give us it here. Come on, go to second main before you play your spell out. Okay. I think we wait. I'd rather tap that thing down actually. We don't need to worry about tapping it down because I'd rather stop him playing like a Flashback Marauder. So yeah. Tap you, tap you, tap you, tap you. Now we can smack him for like 15. We're actually 1 point off lethal. Actually, do we just have lethal on board? No, because he has the Terrain Elemental. Okay. So he's probably going to Grasp of Darkness or Fatal Push here. So what's he going to do with 4 mana? This is his main phase, I guess. Hit Root of the Cowl. I don't know why I actually Deep Fiended there, because you can just do that. I don't know why I did that there. But I still think we're not going to get punished for it too badly here. It means he can't hold up like a Fatal Push or something. He has to go for it now. And we can smack him for a lot of damage. Flashback mode, yes, I'm fine with that. Just let this Druid go down. And then he's almost in jump range here. So he has to sack. Yeah, we're just gonna go down. So yeah, we hit him for 5, 10. Actually, he's not quite in jump range yet, but close. I mean, we'll attack with the 10. Should we attack with our land as well? Am I happy with trading off lands? I mean, a land for a slash bag for 10 damage. Nah, I quite like my land at the minute, I think. So, I think I'll just attack. And then next turn, like, we can, if we draw land, we can, like, ultimate Nissa, so yeah. I think I should have waited for that Deep Fiend to, like, end step, but I don't think it's going to cost me too much here, hopefully. Okay, so he's on 7 life. We can Nissa to get back Treasure Keeper for the worst, or we can just ultimate her if we draw land. So there's not too many bad draws. Ulamog would be bad for us, but I think apart from that we're doing okay. And he needs a pretty spectacular turn. He just didn't really draw one of his elemental bonds this game, so like his creatures just weren't too impressive. And we can attack with our land next turn, and then Scraptree Scrounger can't block. He's down to 1 card in hand. And then, actually we could just, so we draw a land. I think we just go like full on aggression here. He could have a Grasp of Darkness, but I think that's fine. And then even if he survives this turn, he's got quite the crackback coming at him. We'll see how he does, how he responds to this. He can survive this turn, but then I mean he's facing so much pressure. Yeah. He has to block the 2 5/5s, or he can trade off the land. But yeah, Spatial Contortion. So you'll get to trade here, but I'm fine with that. It means if we draw a Vexing Scuttler, we can emerge to finish him off here. He's down to 0 cards. We have, okay, he's gone, so I'm assuming that's him done, because I'm taking the win there. Yeah, he's dead on board, so yeah. Yeah, he just said to me that he didn't have much going on, so fair enough. And I guess we'll just finish this one off while he restarts his client, because this is what we do. Cool, I'll say. Okay, so this is what we would have done, and then yeah. So, like I said, he didn't have any. We did have an answer sitting for any of his artifacts the entire game, so it wouldn't have been the end of the world if he had one. But his draw just didn't really do too much. We managed to slow him down massively with the Brawl's expertise and managed to win the game. I did misplay that Elder Deep Fiend, but we have learned a lesson, so hopefully game 2 goes as smoothly. And yeah, this is just a very powerful threat. I'm very glad it wasn't a Crusher Tentacles. That was the big debate there, and I'm very glad it wasn't. This is better when you're ahead, and she's better when you're at parity. Yeah, Crusher's very good when you're behind. So that was an awkward hand as well. We had 5 lander, but we did manage to trade off a couple of our lands, so that wasn't the worst thing in the world. Not really sure if I played that 100% correctly, but we did the job, and that's enough in the books. So hopefully we can get a 2-0 win. I very rarely win 2-0. I think I've only won 2-0 once in my entire tournament history. Granted, I don't have too many wins, but I normally win 2-1 when I do win, or I lose 2-1 when I lose normally. Very rarely in the middle ground. Okay, looks like we're jumping into game 2. Hopefully we have a decent hand and we don't get mana screwed. That's all you can ask for. Okay, I'm on the play again. It's the system, and here we go. 4-lander. This is slow, but I think it's a keep on the play. There we get to go I'm not sure, maybe this isn't a keep. It's not really doing anything. We do have the brawls as an emergency, but we don't have any other artifact removal. This hand would be a lot better if we had a grapple with the pass, because then we could, you know, pulse grapple stuff. Treasure Keeper makes me feel a little bit better. But if he has this is a bad hand if he has the whole elemental bond thing. But at least we get to go 3, 4, 5 here, which isn't the worst. Okay, let's see if he does anything. Okay, nice. So it looks like his hand is relatively slow as well. But that probably means he has the what's it called? The elemental bond. We have 2 Rex Surges and stuff, so hopefully he doesn't get out of hand too fast. We do have some Treasure Keepers here, which would be nice. I'm absolutely fine with that. If you want to grab, I mean, I guess he's scared of emerge creatures, but I'm 100% fine with that. That basically makes it even harder for him to kill. He must have a hand with a lot of removal here, or maybe a Fleshbag Marauder. There's the elemental bond, so things could get out of hand fast here. But hopefully some Treasure Keepers stabilize the ground for a while. Okay, Primal Druid isn't the worst, I guess, because it gives us flashback cover. But he's going to be drawing basically a card per creature now, so we do have to get somewhere with this. Let me know if you would have kept that hand. I mean, obviously I don't know how this is going to turn out, but it was not the worst hand I've ever seen, but it definitely wasn't the best. I feel like a Chandra or a Kiora would be pretty nice for us here. Okay. But judging by the way he tapped, I don't think he has too many black spells in hand. I'm still going to attack here because I can just deploy another Treasure Keeper. And then we can go from there. We can have this huge tempo play where we go Brawl's Expertise, dropping like a Pulse Marauder or something, if he kills one of our creatures here. But obviously with the Elemental Bond that's a lot less enticing. We have 2 Rex Surges in the deck, a couple of grapples. I mean, we can't rely on it. I can't mulligan down for it, put it that way. But we're not. Like if he flashbags here, like if you didn't have the elemental bond out, he flashbags here. It's not even that good for him, to be brutally honest. But with the elemental bond out, it is relatively good. And like this thing wouldn't be doing much, but now it's drawing a card and stuff. So. But I don't mind bouncing it. I could just like go for this massive tempo game here. I will trade off here. I've already got an emerge target, and he has no creatures to recur it straight away. So it will be staying in the graveyard for a while until we do another trade. And I can hit something like a Rogue Refiner, which I'm very happy with. Also gets me close. Well, actually, it doesn't get me close to Delirium because I already have an artifact creature in there. But yeah, I'll take that trade. You just got removal spell out of his hand and drew him a grapple, which I'm very happy with. So I'm going to attack here. He's probably going to trade off. Then we can grapple, redeploy one, try and fill up our graveyard here. Yeah, I'm happy trading off my Treasure Keepers for his creatures here, because I just get another shot at it straight away. Like we get a free grapple here, which is always nice. Gets our Treasure Keepers straight back, so we don't have to cast one this turn. Quite like Vex and Scuttler, but I can get one back later. I want to get the Treasure Keeper with this one. We want to leave up. Want to tap our Ether Hub? Yeah, we want to tap like that. Might even get Primal Druid down now. Yeah, I like getting Primal Druid down. Gives me flashback cover. I mean, he is drawing cards, so this isn't going to be like normally. This sort of value would just be unpassable, but because of the elemental bond, it is not the worst thing in the world for him. Sky Sovereign, we don't have our artifact, but again, we could hit Reclamation Sage off this, which would be hilarious. Unfortunately, we hit it. Well, that's not the worst either. So we've seen all of our grapples now, actually, so we have to keep that in mind. Rex Sage. Wilmog. how many lands do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Ulamog isn't really a choice. I think Vexing Skull might be pretty good. I think Vexing Skull is the grab. Start chaining grapples. Try and get something going here. Okay, I'll leave up you. Grapple the past. So we fetch up my red here. So the 4/5. You can just flesh bag it, but you would have to just basically, you could flesh bag crew and attack. Flesh bag is the worst thing you could have here. Maybe I shouldn't have went for that. Yeah, that's okay. We get punished. We have so many grapples in hand. So yeah, he gets to do everything here. He gets to hit for 6. But we have life gain, and we can hopefully dig our way to our reclamation stages. Browse expertise is also buys us some time here. We could like browse expertise, deploy treasure keeper. We also have an Ulamog in the graveyard, so if we can get to 10 mana, we're not doing the worst either. Okay, so how much land do we actually have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could just go for it over like a couple turns. We have the land in the graveyard. We have 1 land, 2 land actually. So we can just go for the Ulamog here. He has no removal outside of Flashback Marauder. So I think the play here is to go Treasure Keeper. Hold up Pulse Marasa. Contortion, fine with that. Hopefully we hit something good here. Like a Rex Sage. They're both in our deck. Nissa's just going to die here, but we'll cast her anyway. She fetches a land out of our deck, which is nice, so now we don't have to... draw natural or use one of our grapples on the land, so... Like next time we can browse expertise to buy some time, then just Ulamog slam down, and then hopefully go from there. So I'm actually not too worried. We have 6 life just sitting here with the Pulse Marasa. He has no like burn, so I think we're doing okay. Actually, I think probably just double grapples probably is better than Pulse this turn. Just to try and dig into a Rex Sage. Despite having the Elemental Bond out on turn 3, he does have that to have now, we've got to keep that in mind. Despite having the Elemental Bond out on turn 3, he's not got that much more cards than us. We have been keeping up on the value train. So we have Ulamog. Okay, Ulamog's on the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can't do it next turn. If he doesn't kill Nissa, if he doesn't crew for some reason, but yeah, he's going to get out of his graveyard. So if he didn't attack, then we could have... maybe plussed on Nissa into Ulamog a turn early, which would have been great, but obviously you can't really rely on that. So it's just going to be a case of staying alive till turn 10, and then hopefully we can just win the game. Even if he does have a second Flashback Marauder, then we can grapple with the pass to get it back. So yeah, our goal is to just survive here. Like, hopefully hit Rex Sage, that would be good, but if we don't, it's not the end of the world. We can like bounce his entire field here. I know he draws cards, but I mean, you can't keep up with Ulamog like every 2 turns, so I think we're okay. So he actually has a decent board. Kozilek's Return's not looking too shabby here. If we can get that in our graveyard with grapple, I'll have a check after I do double grapple here. See what we hit. Might even just get Nissa back, because if he wants to like attack it, I think I'm gonna get Ulamog here. Just get it in my hand. The first one. Then with the second one, we can look at getting Kozilek's Return is in the graveyard. Keep that in mind. How many lands do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we do actually have to fetch a land out of our deck. So I'll just do that. Now we can survive this turn with the Baral's expertise. So we'll bounce the U, we'll bounce U, and we'll bounce Lample Pacifist. Yeah. Get our Primal Druid down. Yeah. So you can kill it if you want, but then we'll have plenty of lands, and we can get it back to maybe even give us protection from Ulamog. So, okay, I'm fine with that. So Kozilek's Return is in the graveyard, so we don't have to worry about killing his creatures here. So we kill a Sky Sovereign as Elemental Bond, most likely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I think I'm gonna 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can't play Ulamog plus a Primal Druid. So I think I'll just get back a Nissa or something the turn after. I think he does know what I have in my hand, so he probably wants to be a bit conservative as well. We're on 11 life. We can Vexing Skull. Actually, I'm going to get Vexing Skull and start juggling them, I think. Okay. So he's holding his hand, which is sensible. But we haven't actually hit a single Rex Sage yet, by the way. They're both in the bottom 20 cards of our library. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 5, 6. 11 lands. So for Ulamog here, we can take out. We might even want to get that Rogue's Passage off the board over his coloured lands. We get Elemental Bond plus the yeah, so we get, this is what we do here. Get Elemental Bond and the Rogue's Passage off the field. We'll save the Kozilek's Return. So he's going to flashback us this next turn. But then we can just do this again. So he can't deal 11 to us this turn. But like he flashbacks us, he doesn't draw a card now, crucially. And then we can keep going here. Okay, has a second Elemental Bond into flashback, most likely. Yep. So he's 2 flashbacks down now, so he only has 1 more in the deck. Hits us for 3, then we just go Vex and Scuttler. Vex and Scuttler, getting back Pulsar Marasa, getting back Ulamog, and we should be okay here. And then we also have the Grapple, so as long as we don't die, I think we have this game. And we're not going to die with all we've got here. But he's hard 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, we can hardcast. Getting back Pulsar Marasa. And we're not going to exile the Kozilek's Return yet. In fact, I'm going to play this. Get the Druid out as well. Yeah, he's not going to deal 8 to us this turn. We have a Grapple. So, yeah. And this gives us flashback cover next turn. He does have a lot of cards and he has drawn a lot of cards, but he needs a very spectacular turn to kill me. In fact, I can't think of one. His Scrappy Scrounger is still in his hand from a long time ago. He can hit for 5 here maximum. And he'd have to kill 2 creatures to do so. And then we get to Ulamog the turn after with the Grapple here, so. You can hit the other elemental bond and the root and the his Quagmire, and then he needs third flesh bag. He can't play any more creatures because then we cause Lex return, so I'm feeling okay. Like, he's stuck in this awkward position where he needs to end the game quickly, but I have a sweeper just sitting in my graveyard, so which I can activate at any time. The Sky Sovereign that's going to get exiled. So yeah. I'm probably just going to go in with the Causal X return next turn now. Depends how he blocks, of course. No. We're 2 attacks with Ulamog off death, so... Where are you, Ulamog? So we Ulamog, we exile Sky Sovereign and Elemental Wand. We can't attack first because... Actually, yeah, we attack first because if we cruise up Sky Sovereign, then we don't even need to exile that, we can hit a land. So yeah. I'll attack first. It cost me some damage, and actually it doesn't cost me anything, yeah. So... He's gonna jump here, fair enough. I might even just go for the Deep Fiend. He doesn't know I have Deep Fiend. I can Deep Fiend Emerge, and then that doesn't die, it causes extra chance, yeah. He's gonna Deep Fiend Emerge here. Like, we can Deep Fiend end step, tap him down, then Ulamog. So yeah. Hopefully we can catch a Sky Sovereign here, so... He'll see it coming though, because he knows I have a Ulamog in hand. But I don't think it's actually possible for me to lose this game at this point. Because we can actually Deep Fiend plus Pulse Marasa, get back and keep up Pulse Marasa here, so yeah. Deep Fiend now, on his attack step. Might as well merge a few. So we'll tap down his Quagmire. We will try and hit all his black here. It's on his attack step, so he can't float mana, and then now we'll go for it. Exile you. Then we can go Ulamog to hopefully clean up the rest, and then we have Ulamog plus Pulse Marasa. So I don't think it's actually possible for us to lose right now. Even though he's been drawing so many cards, I don't think it's possible. Unless we mill ourselves. He's already used 2 flashbacks, so none of his removal hits this without doubling up, without the 3rd flashback anyway. So yeah, I think we got there. Ramble Pacifist is just going to be cannon fodder to Ulamog. So brings back Scrapleaf Scavenger. Not sure I agree with that. He does draw a card from it, but I will just exile that thing now, so he can't keep recurring that. And then pass the turn back. Let's see how he wants to do stuff here. Can't double block, of course. 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. So we can't actually Ulamog. We can Ulamog plus Druid, which should buy us enough time. He's going to take the damage, which is right. And the Druid. Ulamog you and you. Leave the Lambhole Pacifist because it can't attack. And then we can only jump for a turn. We've got Reckless Sages in the graveyard. And we can gain like infinite life with Vexing Scuttler with Pulse Marasa. So Because we have a second one here, don't we? I think. And he's two attacks dead off Ulamog, so we can almost just play defensively here. Syndicate Trafficker can give it indestructible to jump and save damage, but it's just whether I can kill him in 2 Ulamog attacks here. So I'm probably going to leave Deep Fiend back because this game's not going to come down to damage. I'm just going to go for 2 Ulamog attacks with the Pulse Marasa. He's got to get 14 damage through Pulse Marasa. So yeah. Land isn't the draw I was looking for there. Did we get the third thing? Yeah, we got the third flashback, so don't have to worry about that now. It's literally just about surviving this turn. He's going to sacrifice his bestiary. Yeah, he has to try and force through enough damage through 2 blockers here. But he just can't do it. It's not possible. So I guess we should have, knowing that actually his third flashback was exiled, we should have went for the Vex and Scuttler juggling because he cannot deal with Ulamog now. So if we just needed to gain some life. So if he somehow wins this turn, then that's my bad. But now we know his thing's exiled, we don't have to worry about this, we can just pulse here. So even if he can play enough creatures to and then activate his Westvale Abbey, he's not going to be able to, yeah. So he doesn't even have enough lands for it unless he has a land in hand. Oh yes, he does have enough mana. He has the Hissing Quagmire, of course. But I'll just show him the Pulse Marasa, just to assert dominance. So he was close there at the end, but we had the Pulse which we got back ages ago, so I think he knew about it. So that's going to be the game. We won our round 2. It's a tight match, that second one anyway. First one was a bit more clear cut, but that one was a bit more shaky. So that is the game. We are now 1-1, 4 more wins to go for top 8. Ulamog attack for exile, and yeah, he needs like an upkeep where it killed me here, but his deck does not have one. So we'll pass the turn back, and now I'll talk my opponent stuff. So that is Thelona. Tell me how to pronounce your name. I know he has a YouTube channel, but in the description. He does upload duels. I know he uploads his tournament matches. He also does other gaming videos. So yeah, I'd like to say thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.